Orochimaru's artificial. Mitsuki was created by Orochimaru as a synthetic lifeform designed through advanced genetic engineering and infused with divine chakra from Shinjutsu. He wasn't born in the traditional sense, but constructed from scratch, using the finest DNA and chakra sources Orochimaru could access. As a clone, Mitsuki's existence was never random. Every element of his body, mind, and chakra system was engineered to perfection. He represents the culmination of Orochimaru's research, a being who could surpass even natural-born shinobi. From the beginning, Mitsuki was called the Moon, a symbol of reflection and mystery, designed to orbit around a sun, which later becomes Boruto. This symbolic role wasn't accidental. Orochimaru crafted him with the intention that he would eventually break free from his programming and choose his own path, becoming more than just an extension of his creator. Mitsuki's initial appearance reflects his synthetic origins. When first revealed, he has short, smooth white-blue hair, sharp golden eyes shaped like a snake's, and pale skin that resembles Orochimaru's tone. These features signal his link to forbidden science and visually distance him from regular shinobi. His eyes in particular stand out, not only for their color, but for the way they seem to observe rather than express. He appears calm, calculated, and emotionally blank, a shell waiting to be filled. One of the most crucial events in his backstory is the fact that Orochimaru reset his memories 67 times. This detail, mentioned in official material, highlights how experimental Mitsuki's existence really is. Each reset was done to encourage Mitsuki's growth and force him to confront choice, autonomy, and conflict. Orochimaru wasn't aiming to create a soldier. He was trying to create a perfect life form capable of evolving beyond control. The memory resets show the process of trial and error in building not a powerful body, but a soul that can develop individual will. This stage of Mitsuki's life represents the beginning of a long psychological and spiritual journey. At this point, he is still a blank slate. The influence of Shinjutsu chakra and Orochimaru's DNA make him physically perfect, but emotionally incomplete. He has no dreams, no goals, no attachments, only function. His role in the story begins here, not as a character with agency, but as a question. Can something artificial become truly human? His appearance and behavior during this time reflect that uncertainty. This is the foundation for everything that will change as Mitsuki begins to encounter the outside world.
If you're a true Naruto or Boruto fan, this one's for you. Drop a comment below of which 10 Tails form is your most feared, and tell us why you think that. And don't keep the hype to yourself. Share this video with your fellow shinobi and join the debate. Hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into the world of Naruto, Boruto, and the terrifying power of the 10 Tails. Smash the bell icon so you never miss an upload, because things are only getting crazier from here. Let's keep the shinobi spirit alive. Next,
Mitsuki Team 7. When Mitsuki officially becomes a Genin and joins Team 7 in Boruto, Naruto Next Generations, his visual design begins to shift from sterile artificiality towards something more grounded in ninja society. This new look marks a clear turning point in his development. While traces of his synthetic origin remain, his appearance becomes more polished, expressive, and tailored to the world he's trying to belong to. Mitsuki's outfit during this early Team 7 era blends elegance with subtle danger. He wears a two-tone kimono, pale blue on the sleeves and a darker blue along the body, paired with navy pants and a khaki gray waistband. The sleeves are long and wide, falling loosely over his arms, which hides his hand movements during battle, a practical choice that also reinforces his mysterious aura. Black fingerless gloves and high ninja sandals complete the look. The kimono design draws heavily on Orochimaru's serpent theme, but with a cleaner, more refined silhouette, adapted for a young shinobi finding his place. This form of Mitsuki debuts during the opening arcs of the Boruto anime and manga. In the Ghost Incident arc and early missions, he fights alongside Boruto and Sarada for the first time. He uses basic snake-based techniques, such as extending his limbs or summoning serpents for offense and restraint. While these techniques reflect his lineage, his calm and measured approach to combat stands in contrast to Boruto's impulsiveness and Sarada's intensity. Even early on, Mitsuki shows strong teamwork instincts, willingly stepping into support roles rather than seeking attention. These initial missions are critical not just for action, but for the emotional shift they represent. Through interactions with his new teammates, especially Boruto, Mitsuki begins developing bonds. According to official data books, Boruto serves as Mitsuki's sun, the guiding light that helps him form purpose. His admiration for Boruto motivates him to stay with Team 7 and evolve, not only in skill, but in identity. Mitsuki begins forming emotional connections and understanding loyalty. His design reflects this internal shift, elegant and well composed, but not fully open. The long sleeves and serpent motifs preserve an air of distance, suggesting that he still holds back parts of himself. This is a transitional form, visually and psychologically, as he moves from an experimental creation into a ninja. First, Sage Mode. The first time Mitsuki activates Sage Mode represents a dramatic turning point, both in power and identity. This transformation occurs during the Mitsuki disappearance arc, a storyline built entirely around his internal conflict between following his creator's expectations and forging a path guided by his own convictions. This arc moves beyond missions and teamwork. It asks Mitsuki to define what it truly means to be alive. Visually, Sage Mode alters Mitsuki in striking ways. His white-blue hair remains but becomes more unruly, pushed back by the chakra surge. His facial features shift, marked by snake-like scales forming along his cheeks and forehead. Small horns emerge above his brow, emphasizing his inhuman origins. His golden eyes become sharper, with slit pupils more defined, echoing the gaze of a predator. Around his body, a glowing blue aura appears, along with ethereal serpents made of chakra, constantly moving and reacting to threats. The transformation isn't limited to physical markers. Mitsuki also wears a unique battle outfit during this form, tight-fitting armor with a dark blue or black color palette. The armor is detailed with serpent scale patterns, replacing the previous elegance of his kimono with something aggressive and tactical. This transformation is first witnessed during Mitsuki's confrontation with Ku in episodes 71 to 72 of the anime. Facing an enemy who threatens both himself and his allies, Mitsuki unleashes Sage Mode to overwhelm Ku with enhanced speed, chakra, and serpent-based attacks. The energy serpents act like sentient extensions of his will, allowing him to strike from multiple angles while maintaining distance. Despite being a pacifist by nature, Mitsuki engages without hesitation, showing that his feelings toward Team 7 now override the caution programmed into him. However, the real conflict lies in his interaction with Log, another synthetic creation of Orochimaru, who acts as both guardian and ideological mirror. Log invites Mitsuki to leave the Leaf Village and embrace a life independent of human constraints. For a moment, this seems logical. Mitsuki was designed, not born, but instead of following Log, he makes a conscious choice to reject the invitation. He declares that his place is with Boruto and Team 7. This moment is critical, not because he chooses loyalty, but because the choice is his. Symbolically, Sage Mode and the battle armor reflect a complete shedding of the earlier design, a visual rebirth. The soft sleeves and mystique are replaced by armor built for someone who's found purpose. The horns and scales serve not to isolate him, but to showcase how he has embraced both his origins and his evolving self. Mitsuki no longer waits for orders or validation. His activation of Sage Mode is not a command from Orochimaru. It is a decision made in real time, under stress, based on values he has formed himself. He protects Boruto because he wants to. The confrontation with Log further reinforces this. Log represents a version of Mitsuki who remains bound by programming. By rejecting him, Mitsuki distances himself from Orochimaru's deterministic vision. This is a definitive moment. Mitsuki becomes more than a construct. He becomes a shinobi who understands what it means to care, to choose, and to protect, even when the logical path says otherwise. Sage Mode Genin. As a Jonin, Mitsuki is no longer the mysterious boy hiding in Boruto's shadow. He begins to step into the spotlight, displaying a newfound confidence and maturity, especially when wielding Sage Mode. And perhaps the most telling sign of this evolution? He no longer wears the armored combat suit from his earlier transformations. Instead, he returns to his signature kimono, proving that true strength doesn't need to hide behind a shell. Visually, Mitsuki's Sage Mode now looks sharper and more refined. His golden eyes narrow with a piercing gaze, reptilian pupils glowing with resolve. Blue chakra surges around him like a living aura as ethereal energy serpents swirl at his side. But most notably, Mitsuki still wears his iconic two-toned kimono, soft light and dark blues, with long wide sleeves, a gray khaki sash, navy pants, and black fingerless gloves. No armor, no need to protect himself with a shell. His control over Sage Mode has reached a level where elegance and raw power coexist in perfect harmony. This confidence shines in key battles. In the Versus Momoshiki arc, Mitsuki breaks a strict order from Orochimaru. He activates Sage Mode, even though his body is still unstable. He does it not for glory, but to protect his teammates. Using his snake-style attacks and enhanced speed, Mitsuki buys enough time for Boruto and Sarada to regroup. This moment marks a major turning point. For the first time, Mitsuki chooses his own path, putting his friends above his creator's orders. Later, in the fight against Deepa from the Kara organization, anime episodes 175-176, Mitsuki once again pushes his limits. Fighting alongside Sarada, he uses Sage Mode in a coordinated assault to target Deepa's weak spot. Though the attack isn't enough to defeat their opponent, Mitsuki's efforts save his team from total annihilation. The price? Severe injuries and a long recovery. But for Mitsuki, the sacrifice is worth it. His loyalty lies with his team. Narratively, this phase of Mitsuki's evolution aligns with Erikson's stage 4 of psychosocial development, where identity is forged through action and loyalty. Mitsuki's crafting his own sense of self, not through defiance, but through choice, repeated choices to protect and connect rather than follow and obey. The return to the kimono is more than a fashion statement. It's a visual metaphor. Mitsuki doesn't need armor to feel strong. His strength comes from within. He's no longer hiding his humanity behind power. Instead, he uses that power as a tool to express who he's becoming. Not a clone, not a weapon, but a friend, a protector, and a true ninja of the hidden leaf. Muja Bandits arc. In the Muja Bandits arc, Mitsuki shows us that power isn't always about Sage Mode or flashy chakra. Sometimes, it's about adaptability, blending into the shadows, and playing the long game. For a boy often seen as perfect or otherworldly, this arc proves that Mitsuki is just as capable when stripped of his divine glow. His appearance during this mission is intentionally understated. Mitsuki keeps his usual short, white-blue tousled hair and golden serpent-like eyes. His skin remains pale, almost ghostly, but his clothing changes dramatically. Gone is the elegant kimono. Instead, he wears a drab one-piece uniform, gray or dark blue, similar to either a prison jumpsuit or a janitor's outfit. It's utilitarian, forgettable, and perfect for infiltration. This disguise highlights Mitsuki's versatility. He's not trapped in the aesthetic of a perfect child designed by Orochimaru. He can cast aside his noble appearance and adapt to the mission's demands. No ego, no attachment. In this arc, Team 7 infiltrates Hazuki Castle to investigate the Muja gang, a group of high-level criminals operating from within prison walls. Mitsuki plays a crucial support role, using his snake techniques to scout, bind, and relay information. During the battle with Shojoji, the leader of the gang, Mitsuki's calmness under pressure and strategic use of chakra snakes help turn the tide. He doesn't try to outshine Boruto or Sarada. He complements them. This moment reflects the growth of his social interactions. Erikson's stage 4, where identity starts forming through teamwork and competence. Mitsuki isn't just showing off his powers. He's showing that he can blend in, follow plans, and think tactically. His quiet brilliance proves that true strength is also about restraint and intelligence. Post-time skip. After the time skip in Boruto, to Blue Vortex, Mitsuki's transformation is chilling. He's no longer the serene genius of Team 7. He's something darker, more volatile. His new appearance and demeanor echo the serpentine aura of Orochimaru. But there's also an emotional storm brewing beneath the surface. Mitsuki now sports longer, white-blue hair reaching his shoulders, either tied loosely or left flowing. His skin remains pale, and his golden slit-pupil eyes now burn with a cold intensity. His expression is different, calculated, emotionless, and unnervingly sharp. He wears a minimalist all-black outfit, a dark kimono top, black shinobi pants, and a simple belt at the waist. The design is sleek and dangerous, much like his new mindset. In multiple scenes, Mitsuki appears ready to strike without hesitation, even against Boruto, his once beloved son. This shift is due to Ada's omnipotence, a divine Shinjutsu that rewrites reality, memories, and bonds. Under its influence, Mitsuki has been manipulated into believing Kawaki is his true light, and Boruto is a threat. This inversion of loyalty creates an inner conflict that is quietly devastating. While he hasn't had a major battle post-time skip yet, the tension is building. Every panel where Mitsuki eyes Boruto with murderous intent is a bomb ticking down. Even Kawaki feels uneasy around him, an ominous sign that something deeper is wrong. This version of Mitsuki reflects Erikson's Stage 5, identity versus confusion. He is lost between memories and manipulation, loyalty and illusion. His actions no longer align with his core, and it's unclear whether he can break free. And that's the brilliance of his post-time skip design. The elegance is gone, the kindness is masked, and in its place is a terrifying image of what happens when power is used without clarity of self. Mitsuki becomes a living question. Will he remember who he truly is? His current form doesn't just tease future battles, it sets the stage for one of the most emotionally explosive conflicts in the series, Mitsuki versus himself. Journey towards selfhood. If Mitsuki's current state is one of confusion and control, his future promises the opposite, independence. Many fans believe that Mitsuki's path may one day parallel that of Log, his older clone brother, and visually, the signs are already there. In a speculative future where Mitsuki reclaims his memories and redefines his purpose, he may grow into a form that reflects both his origin and his choices. Imagine him with longer white-blue hair, perhaps tied back or flowing naturally. His golden eyes remain sharp, but now carry the calm, measured gaze of someone who's been through fire and come out whole. His outfit? A dark cloak with subtle snake motifs, practical yet stylish. A fusion of ninja tradition and Orochimaru's legacy. This visual shift towards someone who looks like Log would symbolize maturity. Where Log rejected Orochimaru's path and forged his own, Mitsuki might do the same. But unlike Log, Mitsuki's growth will come through bonds, battles, and internal clarity. We might see him participate in a major battle against Kara, Jura, or even the Ten Tails, as he steps up not as a follower, but a leader. With his memories restored, he could break Ada's manipulation and reclaim his bond with Boruto, not as a son to follow, but as a brother to fight beside. Narratively, this aligns with Erickson's Stage 6, identity formation and intimacy. Mitsuki won't just find out who he is, he'll choose who he becomes. This speculative evolution closes the arc of a boy created in a lab, raised to be perfect, and forced to question everything. By resembling Log, he's not becoming someone else. He's embracing the version of himself who chooses his own path. If you want to see Mitsuki become someone completely different from Log, type 1 in the comments. But if you believe Mitsuki should grow into someone like Log, calm, mature, and independent, then type 2. Let's see which path the fans believe Mitsuki should walk, and thank you for watching. See ya!